Thanks.
So for this part, we have beautiful people that will bring us their prayers, their blessings from all over the world. And I want to start with an intention that we had in the organizing team, because these past years has been really difficult for some, and we've lost a lot of people in these times, with like many things that came around life. And we had the intention that we can remember all our elders and our ancestors and the people that were in our lives, because they brought so much light into our lives, and that light keeps living in ourselves, because when we remember, we will always have them. And we have I wanted to bring to this ceremony also, like one of the people that was part of our network, the Ecoversities network, Nanga. He was a Maori, indigenous, and he brought us so many learnings. And I want to share just some pieces of 3 beautiful pearls that he shared with you to start this part. And so he shared with us these beautiful things. Be who you want to be. With learnings comes responsibility. Learn the language of the earth. And one more, 4. Who are we and why are we together? As a gift for us to see what will bring us, what this time together will bring us. So that to start this part. And I want to introduce you now to Maria Agraciada. You can see Maria Agraciada. She's the co-creator of the Ethno Institute, an education, cultural, and social environmental center based on local indigenous communities' ways of learning and living. She will gift us with an ancestral ritual. Please, Maria. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Enekoema. I'm speaking English a little. Enekoema is good morning in Tupi language. Então, minha etnia saúda todas as suas etnias presentes. Agora irei chamar Araçari Chohan e Quaraci. Tem como compartilhar a tela com Araçari Chohan e Quaraci?
Yes, you can. Si puedes.
Sim, está conmigo ahora.
Espera, dame un segundo, María.
Sí.
Te voy a dar, sí. I'm going to let her access to share the screen. Sierra, can you do that? Make her co-host.
1 second. Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Now you can, I think.
Can you now?
Yes, I can hear you. How everything going well?
I'm singing.
Hi, Satish. Welcome.
Satish, welcome. Yes, we are in a part where Maria will gift us with the ceremony, like to start.
Yeah.
With a ritual.
Okay.
Satish for being here. Okay, now Maria, you can. Maria, ahora puedes.
Sí.
Daniela, María, ¿quieres traducción al inglés?
Yeah.
Daniela puede ayudarnos. Daniela.
Gracias.
Sí.
Eu vou cantar um canto tupi de abertura na língua tupi, do povo tupinambá de Olivença, Brasil. E comigo vivem o povo pataxó também, de Barra Velha, Porto Seguro. Então, nós vamos abrir essa cerimônia com cantos dessas duas etnias. Então, depois, se puder abrir para Agraciada e Araçari, tá bom? Eles vão cantar também. Jaci, Ayande, Jaci, Moi Peu, Iambetaba, Tupuruti, Isabel, Iambetaba, Tupuruti, Isapeia Betaba, Ije Sol, Ije assim, oh, Ipetimo, Ije Sol, Ije Obitupa, Eia Betawabi, Ije Sol, Ije Obitupa, Ama Baetabama, Ama Pawi, Aibeta, Ama Baetabama, Ama Pawi, Aibeta, Ama Baetabama, Tabatupinambá. Auere. Esse canto saúda a Mãe Terra, a nossa Iaci, nossa Quaraci, nosso Sol, nossa Lua. Saúda todos os irmãos e irmãs juntos aqui nesse planeta. E também saúda a nossa aldeia. Então, estou muito agradecida, contente de estar aqui nessa manhã. E se puder abrir para Quaraci e Araçari, Quaraci, Tupinambá e Araçari, Pataxó, nós vamos fazer mais 2 cantos, se assim for possível.
Enecoema, meu nome é Claraci, eu sou da etnia Tupinambá, sul da Bahia, no Brasil. E eu vou estar fazendo canto a tradução em português do canto que a minha mãe, a Maria Agraciada, fez. Jaci é a nossa lua, que clareia a nossa aldeia. Lua vem amanhecer, que clareia a nossa aldeia. Eu vou pedir a minha mãe Jaci, que ela venha nos ajudar. Eu vou pedir ao meu pai pra nossa aldeia se levantar. Eu vou pedir a minha mãe Jaci, que ela venha nos ajudar.
Ayokuan, Yerra Chomamp, Taipanque, Pacaé, Pachorran, Umpum, de Pataxó, Opetô, Cortu, Uipataxi, Pará. Olá, meu nome é Araçari Chorran Pataxó, sou professor de Pachorran. e, isso, que é a língua do meu povo pataxó. E também trabalho com o resgate da cultura, né, para nossas crianças, nossos kitoki. E também aqui agora eu vou fazer um canto, né, saudando aqui a Mãe Terra, o pai, nosso grande pai Tupã, Nhamissun, nosso grande pai Raiô, nosso sol, né, a lua, as estrelas, e a mãe natureza, né. E então agora eu vou fazer esse canto. Kana patashi petoi Vai chute na pokayare Ana petoi Kuya na petoi Akuan Ana petoi Sarajaha Chupihare Kahapite Tiratan Kahapite Tiratan Kahapite Tiratan Jahawi Chapuyu Itimayon Kana Patashi Petoi Vai Chuche Naha Pokayare Ana petoi puya na petoi akua Ana petoi sarajaha chupihare Kahapite tirata Kahapite tirata Kahapite tirata Jahawi chapuyo itimayon Na minha aldeia tem beleza sem contar. Eu tenho arco, eu tenho a flecha, eu tenho raiz para curar. Viva Jesus, viva Jesus, viva Jesus que nos veio trazer a luz. Awiri Tupã, Awiri Nhamissun.
É isso, agradecemos a todos aqui do Brasil. Awere.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. So beautiful. Thank you. Now we have our friend for arrows. He will gift us with a flute and a prayer. For arrows, Donald Trent Jacobs, also known as Wahingpe Topa or for arrows, is an American college professor, writer, and activist for American Indian rights, whose work has focused on indigenous worldviews, wellness, and counter-hegemonic education. Now, please, out for hours.
Hello, everyone. And thank you for the beautiful songs and prayers. I'm here in Mexico, and my heart is looking forward to this journey. I'm saying in Lakota, I speak from my heart and offer you all a warm handshake and much gratitude for you being here for this important reimagining education. What I want to do this morning is help bring forth a certain level of fearlessness and compassion as we participate in this conference. And I want to do this by playing a melody on the Lakota flute that my people, the Cherokee, the women sang to their children every night on the tragic Trail of Tears. For those who don't know what the Trail of Tears is, it was an 800 mile path on which 16,000 men, women, and children were illegally forced to march under orders of the United States President Andrew Jackson back in 1836 and 1837. An estimated 4,000 to 6,000 died from starvation, exposure, and brutality. But as you listen to this song and the melody of it, I encourage you to use your imagination to see and feel the meaning of the lyrics that the women sang to the children, despite the horror and suffering that was all around. The lyrics talk about what beautiful things they saw every day in nature. The amazing clouds that shaped into animals, the prairie grasses that danced in the wind, the glowing fish of the different colors that were in the creeks they crossed, the beautiful songs of the birds carrying their seeds to plant across the terrain. And by your imagining now and going into that place where you can be deeply imagining, imagine how we can bring forth these new ways of teaching and learning, knowing that many are suffering now and that most of us will likely experience such unimaginable suffering as happened on the Trail of Tears before we're all done with this over the next decade or so. If we, like the Cherokee women, can notice the beauty all around and can recognize those beings that are still keeping their responsibilities, such as the water beings, the animals, and the plants, even in these difficult times, we may be able to stay strong as we help others prepare to rebuild the world. So I offer this song and ask you to close your eyes and imagine that we can continue this hard work and see the beauty all around with our fellow non-human beings. Oiate oiasin, unchi wichalapa oichiakiapo, hetu witozani washte. Itakoyasa. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ferraros. Thank you so much for that. Beautiful. Thank you. Now for our last part in this part of the ceremony, the opening ceremony, we have Peninah, Lesorgol. Samburu Masaj blessing. She will bring us, she will gift us. I hope it's well pronounced, sorry. I'm a Spanish speaker.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry.
Peninah is an activist and empowers women in her village through beautiful bed work. But now, please, thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you can hear me. Super. So basically, in my culture, we believe that God or goddess is a woman. And when we give the blessings, anyone can give blessings, children, elders, women, men. So when we give blessings, we normally call the name of the goddess, which is Ngai. So when I say something like Ngai, everyone says Ngai Taramata, Ngai, it's like a rhythm. We move together and we basically call the goddess to be there with us, to be the words we speak, to be among the faces we see. So I don't know if you can everyone can say Ngai when I say the blessing, and it's actually short, so it doesn't take long. So I will start with the blessings, and you can say Ngai in
Should we
maybe
turn
not.
off our microphones to listen to everybody together, or we sing silently with turned off microphones?
It will be so great if we can say all together and we can hear each other calling the name of the goddess. Nkai, Nkai is the goddess.
Nkai.
Nkai, exactly. So, Gaiai,
Nkai.
Taramata,
Nkai.
Tumana,
Nkai.
Nkai, Poki,
Nkai.
Poki, Ene,
Nkai.
Yo,
Nkai.
Yo,
Nkai.
Mogo,
Nkai.
Gaiai,
Nkai.
Abdu,
Nkai.
Yo,
Nkai.
Taramata,
Nkai.
Tomono,
Nkai.
Alpayani,
Nkai.
Utiene,
Nkai.
Sheoleng. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Obrigada. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for this. And it's been like a beautiful way to start this with blessings. And now, Dan, where are you?
Yes, yes. Now we will welcome Jinan Uncle, who will be offering a speech in the form of a prayer. And Jinan is as he calls himself, a victim of modern education, cognitively rewired to understand word instead of world. And his work and research works to flip that, to be more connected with the world and not the words that we use to interpret the world. So with that, welcome, Jinan Uncle.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Actually, my speech is going to be a silent speech. I'm going to share with you a short presentation and two things that shifted my being into prayer was beauty and children. So I want to show you 2-3 small clips on what I have documented and what I have collected. So that's all my speech actually. I just share now. The tenderness of this activity was so meditative actually. see this more like a prayer. Don't get into too much intellectual activities. Just watch the beauty of her actions. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jinan uncle. That was beautiful. Was that you dancing? Is that you?
No.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. Thank you so much for that meditative prayer. From here, I'll welcome Eileen, who is going to introduce herself, and Daniela.
Hello, my name is Eileen, and I live in the energy of the foothills of the Rocky Mountains and love dancing with the streams and the rivers that flow through these parts. And yeah, I'm really joyed to be here with everyone today and see what type of, where our imaginations lead us. what we can co-create. And I'm pleased to formally introduce Daniela, Brazil, who will be offering a poem. And Daniela is an artist, curator, facilitator, and researcher. She primarily works on participatory and collaborative projects that foster transformative and emancipatory learning processes, with a focus on subaltern knowledges and endangered cultures. And thank you for the many things you will offer us, Daniela, throughout this weekend.
Hello, thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Andrea and Dan for organizing. Thank you, everybody who's here and who already brought a beautiful moment to this opening. I brought a reading. It's interesting, I didn't know our friends were here. I speak Portuguese a little bit to talk to them first. Olá, eu esqueci o nome de vocês, do povo Tupinambá e Pataxó. Eu trouxe para a gente ler hoje, na verdade, umas palavras do Ailton Krenak, Ideias para Adiar o Fim do Mundo, e algumas palavras do Davi Copenaua, do livro A Queda do Céu, que vocês devem conhecer. Infelizmente, eu vou ler em inglês, mas eu acho que vocês conhecem eles melhor do que eu, inclusive. Então, so I brought also some Brazilian or indigenous people from Brazil who are important leaders worldwide now. They have been translated into English. And I just wanted to share a small reading from their books. And I will start with the book called The Falling Sky. It was written by the French anthropologist Bruce Albert, who lived around 20 years in the Yanomami territory and made friends with Davi Copenaua. And these are the words he wrote down and translated. So it starts with Davi Copenaua saying, words given. Long ago, you came to live among us and you spoke like a ghost. Little by little, you learned to imitate our language and to laugh with us. We were young, and at the beginning, you did not know me. Our ways of thinking and our lives were different because you are the son of those other people we call Nupepe. Your professors had not taught you to dream like we do. Yet you come to me and you become my friend. You put yourself by my side, and later you wanted to know the words of the Chapiri, whom you call spirits in your language. So I entrusted you with my words, and I asked you to carry them far away to let them be heard by the white people who know nothing about us. We stayed sitting and talking in my house a long time, despite the horseflies and the backfly bites. Few are the white people who have listened to our words in such a way. I gave you my story so that you would answer those who ask themselves what the inhabitants of the forest think. In the past, our elders told you nothing about these things, for they knew that the white people did not understand their language. This is why my words will be new to those willing to hear them. So the white people, unlike the white people, I do not possess old books in which my ancestor words have been drawn. The Chapiri words are set in my thought, in the deepest part of me. They are the words of Omama. They are very old. Yet the shamans constantly renew them. They have always protected the forest and its inhabitants. Today, it's my turn to possess them. Later, they will penetrate the minds of my children and sons-in-law, then the minds of their children and sons-in-law. It will be up to them to make them new. Then it will continue this way throughout time, again and again. This way, the words will never disappear. They will always remain in our thought, even if the white people throw away the paper skins of this book in which they are drawn, and even if the missionaries, who we call the people of Teozi, always call them lies. They can neither be watered down nor burned. They will not get old like those that stay stuck to image skins made of dead trees. When I'm long gone, they will still be as new, as strong as they are now. I asked you to set them on this paper in order to give you to the white people who will be willing to know their lines. Maybe then they will finally lend an ear to the inhabitants of the forest words and start thinking about them in a more upright manner. He calls the paper the skin of dead trees. So I'm reading Skins of Dead Trees for you, and I will pass to Ailton Krenak, who is a very important indigenous leader for the past decades, and he's from the region of the so-called Minas Gerais. This is the state called by the Portuguese name of Minas Gerais, which is the general mining, a state that has been devastated by mining since the colonial time, since the 17th century. And 2015, the lands of the Krenak people were devastated by toxic mud from a dam from this mining, the big mining company, which was called, the mining company was called Vale do Rio Doce, also the Sweet River Valley Company, which is a mining company after this huge disaster. You might have heard about it. Now it's called only Vale. They keep the mining. Yeah. So Krenak is one important leader, and he talks about the book from Copenhagen. He says the fantastic book called The Falling Sky. This work has the power to show us the denizes of a world in demise, how it is still possible for a group of cultures and peoples to inhabit a cosmovision, to dwell somewhere in this world we share, and to do so in such a special way that everything acquires meaning. People can live in the spirit of the forest, with the forest and in the forest. I'm not talking about the film Avatar, but about the lives of 20,000 people, some of whom I know, who inhabit the Yanomami homeland in Brazil-Venezuela border. This territory is being destroyed by roving prospectors and threatened by the mining industry and by the perverse corporations I mentioned before, which have no tolerance for all kinds of cosmos, for the imaginative capacity and existence of people like the Yanomami. The times we are living in are expert in creating absences, sapping the meaning of life from society and the meaning of experience from life. This absence of meaning generates stringent intolerance towards anyone still capable of taking pleasure for simply being alive, for dancing and singing like we were now. There's still a whole constellation of little groups of people who dance, who sing and make it rain. The kind of zombie humanity we are being asked to join can't bear so much pleasure, so much fruition in life. So they holler on about the end of the world in the hope of making us give up our dreams. How the indigenous peoples in Brazil deal with colonization, which wanted to put an end to their world. What strategies did they use to get through that nightmare and make it to the 21st century, still demanding their rights and challenging the cores of content? I studied the maneuvers from my ancestor uses, and I learned from them, from the creativity and poetry that inspired the resistance of these peoples. Civilization called them savages and waged endless war in a bid to transform into fine, upstanding members of the Humanity Club. Because we are in the Humanity Club. They are not considered individuals, but collective peoples that can transmit the colonial worldview to future generations to overcome. Sometimes anthropologists limit the understanding of this experience of resistance, which is not exclusively a cultural one, through persistence. But I draw from the ongoing resistance of these people who harbor a deeply entrenched memory of the earth, what Eduardo Galeano called the memory of fire. In his Memory of Fire trilogy and his seminal work of history called The Open Veins of Latin America, 5 centuries of the pillage of a continent, he shows how the people of the Caribbean, Central America, Guatemala, the Andes, and the rest of South America were fully aware of the era of civilization. The Bible, the cross, a college, the university, the highway, the railway. Were they really worse the mining companies, the lodging firms, the cattle ranchers, and the gold prospectors that went with them? There are hundreds of narratives told by indigenous peoples who are still alive, who still tell tales, sing, travel, talk, and teach us more than this humanity cares to learn. We are not the only interesting people in this world. We are just part of the whole. Perhaps knowing that can put a dent, perhaps holding that can put a dent in the vanity of the humanity we claim to be and reduce the lack of reverence we show towards our fellow travelers in this cosmic journey. In 2018, when Brazil had this horrible government coming to power now, they asked me, what are the Indians going to do in face of all of this? And I said, the Indians have been holding out for over 500 years now. I'm more worried about the whites, how they're gonna get out of this one. We have been able to resist because we expanded our subjectivity, refusing to accept the idea we are all the same. Our friend Eduardo Viveiros de Castro likes to provoke people with the Amazonian view that humans are not the only interesting creatures that have perspectives on existence. This is called Amazonian perspectivism. So many other animals do too. We are not alone in that. My main reason for postponing the end of the world is so we've always got time for one more story. If we can make time for that, then we'll be forever putting off the world's demise. It's important to live the experience of our circulation in the world, not metaphorically, but as a friction to be able to depend on one another. It's a sort of Tai Chi Chuan. When you feel the sky is caving on you, give it a push and breath. Singing, dance, and experiencing the magic of the hanging sky are shared by many traditions. Hanging the sky broadens our horizon, not in a perspective sense, but existentially. It enriches our subjectivities, our dreams and imaginations, which are precisely what the times we live in want to consume, hijack, and exploit as a merchandise. If there is such a hunger to consume nature, there is still a similar hankering to global subjectivities, our subjectivities. So let's leave them with all the freedom we can generate, and let's not put them on a supermarket shelf. Seeing nature is being attacked in so indefensible manner, so let's keep up our subjectives alive, our visions, our poetics of existence. We are definitely not the same, and it's wonderful to know that each of us is different from the other, as one constellation is different from the next. The fact that we can share this space, that we are traveling together, does not mean we are the same. Rather, that we are capable of attracting one another precisely because of our differences. And that is those differences that are to plot our odyssey. It's a real diversity we need, not an ersatz humanity. I just want to add one thing that it was not translated into English, and I don't know why. I will translate directly from Portuguese into English. And he said, so to the end of the world, why do we always feel certain discomfort when we are falling? We haven't done anything else in the last years besides falling. Falling, falling, falling. So why are we worried about the fall? We should use our critical and creative capacity to make colorful parachutes. Thank you for listening. And thank you, Ayrton and David, for sharing these words into the books and the dead skins of the trees we can read now.
Thank you for that, Daniela. That really helped fuel my imagination, especially the sky and giving it a push. I wanted to just make a verbal invitation to everyone that one thing we're holding as the organizers is wanting to really invite co-creation throughout this weekend. And so if at any point you feel inspired to make art in whatever form, and you feel called to share it, you can send it to like the general email. There's also a WhatsApp channel, which I can drop into the chat after this, that you can share things in. But we'd love to just collect whatever artistic harvesting is happening. And then we'll be curating different ways to share that in different spaces after this weekend, the formal event ends. So just going to name that, and you can always ping me if you have questions. And now I will pass it to Sierra.
Thanks, Eileen. Hi, everyone. I'm Sierra. I'm one of the organizers. I'm the one behind the website and many other things. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be here today with you all, and I'm so excited for the next 4 days. So just a quick introduction. I'm from the northern boreal forests of Turtle Island and from the cloud forests of Central America. I have many kin and ancestors that are trees, rocks, rivers, mountains, and I'm currently on the Coast Salish people's territory, unceded territory, in a place also known as Vancouver, BC. I am really excited to introduce a dear friend of mine who will be offering a short embodiment exercise practice with us. Her name is Zoe Valerie, and she is from Greece. She's a dance embodiment practitioner, originator of Insoma, an amalgam of therapeutic methods, movement techniques, improvisation, and choreological study, which cultivates the wisdom we embody. She is also the founding member of Spring Academy and also UDEC Greece, which is a regional chapter of the European Community for Democratic Education. She's an incredible reimaginer of education and does so much amazing work around that, and is also a single parent of 2 teenagers. So I would like to welcome Zoe, if you're here, to take us on our next little journey together.
Hello everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Sierra, for the beautiful introduction. As Sierra said, I'm part of the Spring Academy community, and we're joining in a hybrid way. So I just want to let you know who's with me. My mother, Valerie Osborne, and Sabine. Some of us are joining online. Some of us are going to be in this room with you, mixing up realities. So let's start by closing the eyelids. And what we're going to do it with the eyelids closed. So see if you can get more and more comfortable in the situation that the self, the body, the organism is as soon as the eyelids close. One of the fastest, easiest, most effective ways to tune in, tap in to the full wisdom of the body is just to close the eyelids. This is because as soon as we do that, our neurological system, our sensing mechanism is relieved of a whole big workload. The work of processing image and all of the information attached to every single image we're receiving. So just spend a while sensing into what's happening to the whole body as soon as I'm not processing image and all the information attached. I'm still processing lights because light is still coming through my eyelids. So see if you can focus into how different processing light is, then processing image and light and information. So already, just because of closing the eyelids, a lot has changed. Maybe you can already feel the wisdom of touch much more clearly when the eyelids are open. When and if you feel comfortable, I invite you to leave your seats if you haven't already done so. Try to do this without opening the eyelids. This means that you need to move in the speed that you feel fully safe and secure in. So go as slow as you need to go for the entire self, the body, the organism, to feel increasingly safe and secure. And you can go wandering in your space. Remember to not go faster than what feels utterly safe, more and more safe. We are very well trained, most of us, in putting up with insecurity. See if you can give yourselves the chance, the luxury of taking more and more substantial, careful care of feeling safer and safer. And we're going to use the fingertips to touch anything that is around us. You don't need to restrict this only to your fingertips, and anyway, the entire body is touching everywhere, always, everything. Sound is touching, light is touching, electromagnetic field is touching, your heart is touching your lungs are touching your ribs, your blood is touching the inside surfaces of your veins and arteries. And see if you can also focus into the touch that happens in the fingertips, so touching the objects and your environment. Maybe opening a book, a drawer, moving something, untying something. Anything that comes into your touch, play with it. So for example, if you come across a handle, let's see what it does. And just focus into sensing how touch works. How does this body receive and process touch? You can probably already feel how clever the skin is, for example. The intelligence of the fingertips is very particular, digital intelligence. And maybe, especially if you're barefoot, if you're not, you can be without opening your eyes. You can feel how our 20 digits are intelligent. 10 toes, 10 fingers. Spend some time touching your environment, yourself. If you're lucky enough to have other people, creatures with you. Touching each other. Noticing maybe the difference between how I process the information. If what I'm touching is what we call inanimate, or if I'm touching what we call animate. If I have nothing, no one, animated to touch, I can touch myself to feel the difference between touching me and touching the desk, touching the wall. Just exploring and hopefully enjoying more and more how clever this body, this organism, this self is. Maybe enjoying, hopefully, more and more as the seconds pass. What happens when we allow all of our intelligence to mix into each other beyond the boundaries that most of us have been trained, educated to maintain? Maybe you can already feel how much the body enjoys this, letting the wisdom of this organism flow back into coexistence. Ever so slightly, every now and then, open the eyelids and close them back again. Gradually integrating vision back. Gradually opening the eyelids more and for longer. Gradually looking back to the screen, but not only. And see how you can maintain whatever it is that you began to sense as we go back into maybe sitting, maybe not anymore. And relating back to the screen. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Zoe. And it's lovely to see you, Valerie and Sabine in the background. Thank you so much for being with us. And with that, I will pass it to Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Zoe. I wanted to share with you before I introduce Satish that one of the questions that we have for this conference is how do we refrain and sustain learning environments that honor diverse knowledge, ecologies, and cosmologies in a rapidly changing world? Another one is, what do these times ask of us as educators and allies of youth and young adults? And the last one, how can we mutually reinforce our capacities to take direct action, build coalitions, and become more effective in transforming educations, ecosystems, as we are living in a critical moment and there is no planet B? So I'll leave you with those questions that are one of the questions that we bring into the space with this reimagining education. And now I'm going to introduce Satish. We are super honored to have Satish here with us. It's a blessing for this conference. And so Satish is a lifelong activist and former monk. Satish Kumar has been inspiring global change for over 50 years. In his 20s, Satish undertook a peace pilgrimage for nuclear disarmament, walking without money from India to America. Now in his 80s, Satish has devoted his life to campaigning for ecological regeneration, social justice, and spiritual fulfillment. An acclaimed author and international speaker, Satish founded the Resurgence Trust, an educational charity that seeks a just future for all. To join Satish in protecting people and planet, become a member of Resurgence with 20% of entitling you to this charity's change-making magazine, Research and Ecologist. Also, Satish Kumar and his pioneer work is started Schumacher College. And what he did is a major inspiration for many ecoversities around the planet. Thank you so much, Satish, for being here. And now the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a wonderful, kind introduction. Just remind me, how many minutes am I have here to speak? Can you remind me?
Yes, you have 20 minutes, Satish.
20 minutes. Okay, thank you. Also, after that, if anybody has any questions, I'll be delighted to hear any questions and answer. I mean, you asked some wonderful 3 questions. That is wonderful. It is my great pleasure to participate in this wonderful conference. And I'm delighted to hear so much indigenous wisdom, especially from Brazil and from the rainforest and Amazon. And I was in Brazil 2 or 3 times, and I was in the Amazon, and I was sailing in the Amazon River. And that's a great source of wisdom and inspiration for me. And there have been many, many students to Schumacher College from Brazil. I think after the UK, where Schumacher College is, Brazil is the largest number of students coming from Brazil. And so I have a good connection with Brazil, but also I'm a great devotee of the indigenous wisdom all over the world. As you mentioned, apart from many other things, I established Schumacher College because at the moment, our educational system is out of date. This educational system we have today, schools, colleges, and universities, they were designed in the 19th and the 20th century. At that time, there was an industrial revolution, scientific revolution, and people thought that industry and economy and making money and profit, that is the purpose of life. And the nature is only a resource for making profit. So nature has become a resource for more production, more consumption, more economic growth, more profit. And that system has not only stayed with nature as a resource for the economy, but also humans are also a resource for the economy. In most businesses and government departments, everywhere, all organizations, you have something called HR, which means human resources. So humans have become a resource for profit, for production, for consumption, for economic growth. So nature is a resource for the economy, and humans are also a resource for the economy. Now, that has brought a tremendous catastrophe in our time. Biodiversity is diminishing, our oceans are polluted, and we are facing climate change, carbon emission. In this situation, we need to change our educational system. Now, when you go to university or school or college, a teacher will look at you, and the teacher will think that you have no body. The students, the young people coming to school or university have no body. They have only brain. No hands, no hearts, no legs, nothing else, just a brain. And even not the whole brain, but the half brain. Because neuroscientists say that we have two hemispheres of the brain. The left hemisphere is the hemisphere of science, reason, rationality, logic, mathematics, practicality. And the right hemisphere of the brain is for imagination, creativity, spirituality, and compassion. So now our universities and schools and colleges are only training the half brain and nothing else. You have no body and you have only half brain. And millions and millions and billions of pounds and dollars and yens and euros and whatever money you have in your country are spent on just training the half brain. So nature is a resource for the economy. Humans are a resource for the economy. And we are training this half brain to make profit and boost the ego. So from this educational system, we need a new educational system. This is why we have to go back to our wisdom of the indigenous people. They had a whole body education. They had a whole brain education. You develop your practical side, rational side, but you also develop your intuitive side and imaginative side and creative side. So this is why we have started Schumacher College. And at Schumacher College, we say that nature is not a resource for the economy. Nature is the source of life itself. And humans and nature are not separate. Our old educational system teaches us that nature is out there, the mountains, the forests, the animals, the birds, the rivers are nature. And we humans are not nature. We are above nature. We are superior to nature. And nature is only there for our use. So this is a separation between nature and humans. And then humans superior to nature, and nature only as a servant to meet the needs of humans. We are changing that. At Schumacher College, we are saying that taking from the indigenous wisdom from all over the world, Brazil and North America, South America, Aboriginal people, indigenous people in Europe, indigenous people in India, Africa, Kalahari, Bushmen of Kalahari, and many, many other traditional cultures and indigenous cultures have taught us that nature is not nature's source of life, but nature is also our teacher. We have to learn from nature. Science will teach you to learn about nature. But we say, don't learn about nature. Nature is not merely an object to study, but nature is our teacher. Nature is our mentor. And so learn from the trees, learn from the mountains, learn from the rivers. And so our students at Schumacher College will go out in nature. Every day they will engage in gardening. Every day they will go out in the woods walk along the river and observe nature, experience nature, what we call deep ecology, deep experience of nature. You cannot protect or conserve nature unless you have a deep experience of nature. You cannot love nature unless you have a deep experience of nature. So having deep experience of nature, you have to go in nature and be in nature. And so at least once a week, we take our students away from the college and go in the hills or by the sea or in the Dartmoor or somewhere. But every day, our students go in nature because Schumacher College is situated by the river and in the woods, in the forest. And we have a garden, 9 acres of garden. And all our students have to learn to grow food and cook together. So that's one important aspect of our education, where nature is as much our teacher. Nature is not a resource for the economy. Nature is source of life, and nature is our teacher. And humans are not a resource for the economy, but humans are nature one, and the economy is in the service of humanity. The well-being of humans and well-being of planet and well-being of nature is central. And the money, profit, production, consumption should be in the service of humanity and maintaining the integrity of nature and maintaining the well-being of humans. That is the most important part. So we call it the education of head, brain, education of heart, and education of hands. Head, heart, and hands. That means whole body. Because we are human beings and we have to cultivate all our faculties: sensing, feeling, intuition, heart, compassion, soul, spirit, love. All these should be part of education. Education is not only about calculating and mathematics and measuring and getting success. Our educational system is, I call, egocentric. Egocentric. Me, my success, my job. How am I going to be successful? How am I going to be powerful? How am I going to get name, fame, prestige, status, position, higher and higher in the career ladder? How am I going to become CEO of a company or a managing director of a company? So it's all egocentric, me, me, me. So education at Schumacher College is shifting from egocentric to ecocentric. We change G to C, from ego to eco. Now, eco is a very beautiful word, Greek word, which means home. Now, home is a beautiful place and a beautiful concept. In the Greek philosophy, home is not only where you live and where you have your kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living room, but home is the entire planet. The earth is our home. The cosmos is our country. Earth, planet Earth is our common home. Nature is our nationality. And love is our religion. That is the idea of eco. So from egocentric education to ecocentric education, that is the shift we have to make. I think the 3 questions you raised in inviting me to speak, I think those 3 questions are very important. And we are addressing those 3 questions at Schumacher College to create this ecocentric education. And when you have ecocentric education, then you have to be learning a community. Not just my class and my study and my books, but we work together. So Schumacher College is a small college. Small is beautiful. When you become big, you become bureaucratic. So small is more human, and small can be community. So we have small community where we cook together, we garden together, we eat together, we wash up together, we clean together, and we study together. So intellectual education is good, but not enough. Intellectual, but also we have to have practical education. Head, heart, and hands. This is the transformative learning, what we sometimes call regenerative learning, so that we are able to live in harmony with nature. At the moment, our society is teaching us to control nature, to conquer nature, to subjugate nature. We are saying that those are wrong concepts. Nature is our mother. Nature is our source of life. We have to live in harmony with nature, not conquer nature, but be friends of nature, friends of the earth. That is the beautiful idea, beautiful name, friends of the earth. So this is the basic concept which we have learned from the indigenous cultures. And we have learned from many wise people like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King. Many, many people in our own time have said the same thing, that we have to find a way of educating our people, which is not just me, but we. From me culture to we culture. We are together. And that we-ness is based in the principle of mutuality. We all co-create and thrive together. All our thriving is mutual. If there is no mutuality, then it becomes egocentric. The moment you bring mutuality, mutual aid, co-creation, mutual aid, that is together community. Because we are not separate. We are not isolated. We are interbeings. We are all interconnected. We are all interrelated. We are interbeings. The moment you realize, then you can celebrate the beauty and the diversity of our beautiful planet Earth. At the moment, we are destroying our diversity. We are destroying biodiversity. We are destroying cultural diversity. We are destroying many, many different kinds of diversities. And that diversity, we are destroying, and then we are turning into divisions, from diversity to divisions and conflicts. So we have to come back from divisions to diversity, and from uniformity to unity. At the moment, when you destroy diversity, what you are creating is uniformity. Uniform. Wherever you go, whichever country you go to, high-rise buildings of the same kind. Everywhere, Coca-Cola, same kind. Everywhere, blue jeans, Americanization. Everywhere, McDonald's. Everywhere, wherever you go. So mass production, mass consumption, globalization. That has destroyed the diversity of our cultures. So uniformity is not unity. Unity is beautiful, but unity and diversity dance together. Unity and diversity dance together. But when you create division and uniformity, then you have a conflict and destruction. So our education has to be changed for the 21st century, in the age of ecology, in the age of learning to live in harmony with nature. If we can do that and redesign our education and liberate our education from the confines of the classroom and see the whole earth is our classroom, and by learning by doing, learning by making, our present educational system turns or transforms every human being into a consumer. That is a disastrous education, turning every human being into just a mere consumer. At Schumacher College, we say that we are not consumers. We are makers. We make, we build a house, we create food, we make clothes, we make things. And when we have made it, we then use them after making. Participation in the making, using your hands and making something beautiful. Beauty, as one of the presenters talked about beauty. That was lovely. That was music to my ears. Because I think without beauty, there is no life. Nature is beautiful. But our industrial modern systems creating ugliness everywhere. There is no sense of beauty. All our airports and seaports and motorways and highways and city centers and high-rise buildings and modern buildings, high-rise buildings. They're all so ugly. No human scale and no beauty. So we need to bring beauty and regenerative culture and sustainability back into our lives and back into our education. So that is, in a way, I would like to share with you enough today to say that we need to transform our educational system and liberate it from the confines of the universities and colleges and schools, and bring our children back into nature and homes and places where we live together and support each other in mutuality and reciprocity. Reciprocity is another important term at Schumacher College. Everything is reciprocal, reciprocity. We give and take, we receive and give. Gift economy. Charles Eisenstein comes to teach at Schumacher College, and his main teaching is about gift economy. So nature is giving us so much gift, all the fruit and all the vegetables and all the grains and all the air and water and sunshine, everything is a gift. But we have forgotten to make a gift again. We just buy and sell. Everything has become commodity. But nature is not a commodity. Food is not a commodity. These are sacred gifts from nature. And so we must celebrate the gifts, celebrate the diversity, celebrate the mutuality, and then we can create a new revolution, a new revolution. And that is the right word to use, a revolution in our educational system. And I congratulate you for organizing this wonderful conference to discuss about the problems of education and find solutions to this education. So thank you for organizing and creating this conference, and thank you for inviting me to share a few thoughts with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful gift, I think, for all of us. And as I share this question that Nangari shared with us, like, who are we and why are we here together? I feel like you, Satish, are giving us a lot of clues. So thank you. And there, let's see where these downs take us. We have like these days to share, to talk, to be together. So let's just flow with the downs that we are going to be together. We are from all over the world. We are doing this in diversity. We are here together. So let's see, let's dance. And thank you so much, Satish.
My pleasure.
Satish.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Sierra. You go.
Thanks, Andrea. Thank you so much, Satish, for being with us, and everyone who's offered so many incredible, generous gifts so far. One of the themes of this conference has been abundance, and this is just the first session, the opening ceremony, but I feel it's so much, again, as last year's conference also, and just feeling so much gratitude for that and for everyone who's been part of creating that. Now I'm going to introduce another dear, beautiful friend that's part of the Ecoversities Alliance, who will actually do a little introduction to what the Ecoversities Alliance is and what it does. And she is actually the co-founder and co-director of Universidad del Medio Ambiente, in English, the University of the Environment, or UMA for short, which is located in Mexico. It is one of many ecoversities across the planet. So it is a formal and alternative university founded in 2009, entirely focused on sustainability degrees and diverse disciplines. UMA is a community of practice where learning is based in developing collaborative socio-environmental projects, exploring personal, interpersonal, and transpersonal processes of regeneration. And it's with so much pleasure and joy to invite Victoria Haro to this space. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, Sierra. Hello, everybody. Hola. Thank you for the invitation to present our beautiful alliance. I salute you from the Mexican highlands. And I'll speak a little bit about the Ecoversities Alliance and also about the purpose of this conference. I am a member of the Ecoversities Alliance since 2016, and the Alliance germinated in 2015 when a group of inquisitive and restless education learners got together in Tamera, Portugal, to reimagine education and learn from each other, sharing ideas and experiences from their diverse organizations, all searching for a new kind of university, one in tune with our house, with our oikos, as Satish said, the Ecoversity. Since then, the Ecoversities Alliance has gathered 4 more times in Costa Rica, in India, in Mexico, and we will gather in a month also in Egypt. Yay! The Alliance has now more than 100 Ecoversities, as well as more than 100 awesome original publications. Beyond the numbers, the Alliance is simply an lived community, sharing and learning, hosting conversations and exchange spaces, just like this one. It is a pleasure to be here today to celebrate our capacity for imagining a different education. It may be more or less straightforward to reimagine mainstream education or reimagine the education we don't like. But maybe the most profound invitation we at the Ecoversities Alliance are making in this conference is that each of us may find a way to reimagine the education we are proposing, reimagining our own educations. So the purpose of the Reimagining Education Conference, or maybe I should say the Reimagining Non-Education Non-Conference, is to bring together people of all sorts of contexts to search for a new perspective on education, both relating to the education system out there, but also in relation to our own education systems. The conference, non-conference, aims in particular to bring together academia with non-academia in a bridging dialogue about our explorations for a more regenerative education. UMA in Mexico is an alternative but formal accredited university, just like Satish's Schumacher College. So they are both in a way invested in this type of bridging dialogue. But there are many other organizations here that are invested in other types of bridging dialogues. Our wish in this conference is to hopefully offer an ecosystem view where we can all learn from a diverse range of perspectives and organizations in the system, in the edge of the system, outside of the system, beyond the system, in another system, or totally unrelated to any idea of system. It is in the ecosystems, challenging diversity, where the deep reimagining potential lies. And by challenging, I am referring to the differences that are far away from ours. We hope that each of us will have the gift in the following days of having a moment where whoosh, a new perspective suddenly clearly opens. And if you feel inspired and want to start an Ecoversity, we will have a workshop especially for that with Manish, Hermes de Sousa, and myself. The 2-part workshop is going to be Friday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So that's tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday. So very welcome, everyone, with all of you, mind, body, heart, hands, as Satish was saying, and please receive our gratitude for coming to reimagine collectively. In Xochitl, in Cuicatl, in beauty and in song. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for your words. Beautiful. I'll pass it to Dan.
Yes, thank you, Sierra. And as Victoria mentioned, there are many different forms that an ecoversity can take. And the next presentation, the next performance will come from an ecoversity that focuses on circus arts, Circo de Lua. And Circo de Lua is the space where circus, theater, and music classes and workshops are offered to children, youth, and adults. And it's also a circus company that does performances and travels and shares their gifts as a form of reimagining education. So without further ado, we'll welcome our friends from Circo de Lua, who will be sharing a performance with us. Oh, you are muted right now.
Oh yeah. We don't speak some English, just a little, but we got our arts, our music. So, what the fuck is it? Bull circus. Oh, stop.
Esperamos que vocês lá dancem com a gente.
We expect that you all dance with us here. Oh, noise.
Bom dia!
Good morning.
Boa tarde.
Good afternoon.
Oh, boa noite.
Good evening. So,
nós somos a companhia Circo da Lua.
We are companies Moon Circus. All right, beautiful, wonderful. Yes.
E é com muita alegria, muito prazer que a gente está aqui com vocês hoje na conferência de Reimaginando a Educação.
And we are very excited with so much happiness to be here with you in conference of Reeducation.
Nossa, Carapicho, como você está bom com inglês?
Oh, Carapicho, right? Well, I am Carapicho. It's like to say a bear, ugly name, bear. But I am Carapicho, yes.
I am Andorinha.
It's like swallow. Beautiful, beautiful. Swallow. And now?
Bom, e agora eu quero apresentar... Não. Calma.
Sorry.
Silence,
please. Okay.
Eu quero aqui...
Hey!
Para, Carapicho, vai lá para trás.
Stop, Carapicho. I go right back.
Eu quero hoje aqui apresentar ele que é grande, único, maravilhoso, mágico.
And now she's gonna present you to all. I feel the pain about the time zones. Oh, no. I'm reading the message right here. Everyone is listened. Okay. The image is okay and the sound is okay. Make a signal, please. I am in love. Hi. Yes. Yes. Okay. And now she is presenting to all of you the great, the unique magician.
Você tem que pedir a eles para ele se surpreender.
And now you all, you're surprising. Wow! When I say the magicians, all in your house gonna say, wow.
Todo mundo.
All of you. Okay, again, repeat, Andrea, repeat.
Eu vou apresentar ele, o maravilhoso, o único, o incrível, mágico.
Oh, and now we're gonna present.
Como as pessoas são espontâneas.
Very spontaneous, all very spontaneous, yes.
Ele que é o grande, o maravilhoso, mágico.
He represents the wonderful, the marvelous magician.
Ele que percorreu o mundo inteiro, deixando as pessoas surpresas.
Yes, he surprised everyone. The only magician to surprise everyone.
Ele que é muito, muito elegante.
He's very, very elegant and beautiful. Yes.
Ele que tem uma cartola preta na sua cabeça.
His black top hat in your head. I am the magician.
Você é o mágico.
I am the magician. Okay, I'm the magician. Yes. So gonna.
Você é o mágico carrapicho. Você vai surpreender aqui agora todos presentes.
I'm the magician. Okay. This negócio aqui. Muito bem. Senhoras e senhores, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are presenting first magic. Yes. Now open. Yeah, a little smoke. Yeah, reimaginate. Smoke, yes. And now the magic wand, sound effects. Okay, the magic wand. It's okay, magic wand. Everyone understand the magic wand. Okay, and now I'm going to introduce you a rope, a simple rope. Uma corda comum, normal. It's very strong rope. Yes. Normal rope. Okay, he's test the rope. And now. Aí, ó. Perfeito. And now. The cipher. Yes. Segura aqui, hold on the cipher. Gonna. Deixa eu ver aqui, ó. Okay. Whoop. Gonna cut the rope. Okay. Cut the rope. Yes. Now we got two ropes. But now.
Que isso?
Hold on. I'm gonna cut the rope. It's got everything wrong. I got cut the rope. Okay, to cut the rope. I'm gonna cut the rope. Just a little bit more.
Não.
Yes, a little bit more.
Não, stop.
Now.
Para, carrapicho.
Everyone want to cut the rope a little bit more.
Mais ainda?
More. Beautiful. Yes, wonderful. Cut the rope. Yes. And now, Andrea. The count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3.
Vocês.
Aí, ó. Muito bem.
Salve de palmas para carrapicho.
Aí, ó. Muito bem. And now, another magic. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, another magic. Yes. You want another magic or no? Stop magic. Yes.
More magic.
More magic. Yes. Because education, it's an art, and magic is an art, and so we got more magic. Yes. Okay, and now 3. Oh, 3 silks. Yes, 1 silk. is
Orange.
orange. Orange. And the second silk is
Rose.
pink.
Pink.
Pink. And another one is
Yellow.
Yellow silk. Okay. And now we got here this magic bag. Okay, magic bag. Yes. And now when I open this, nothing. Okay. And now I heard Satish, and he said we got to stay together and be unified. And now we're gonna unificate the silks to represent this union. Yes, but with magic, because and magic is an art and education is an art. Okay.
Orange.
Orange into the back. Pink too. Yellow. Red. Okay. And the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And now.
Magic now.
Magic now.
É isso?
Magic now. Now. Well, let you see. No. Is everything wrong?
Desculpa.
Now you got to say right. You got to say. I don't prepare the magic words. Yes, you got to say the union is the key. Yes, and I count of 3. Prepare yourself. The union is the key.
A palavra mágica? Union is the keys.
Yes, it's the keys. It's 2 keys. Yes. Okay, and the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Union is the key.
Yes, the union is the key. And you're gonna put the silks. Yellow. Orange. Clap your hands. Oh, just a little bit.
Incrível,
Marvelous, incredible. Yes, amazing. Wonderful. Yes. And now another magic. Oh no, stop the magic. The last one.
Mais uma.
Another one. The last one. Yes. Wow. Okay, Andrea. I need to, for the next trick. I need the magic one. Okay.
The magic one.
Isso. Tá meio quebrado, tudo bem. The magic one. Okay, magic one. And now I need decisive now. Put from there. I need 3 balls. Everything. Now everyone is see the 3 balls right here. 3 balls. Yes, 3 balls. But okay, and now we have no image. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Deus.
3 balls. Yes, 3 balls. And some kind of this one. Okay, put right here. 1, 2, 3.
Que isso?
Disappear. Oh yes. And now.
Carrapicho.
Yes. Okay, and now another one. Put the ball into the plate. Let's say, well, no, I don't know this name of that thing. And now another ball into the hand. And now 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And here. Whoa! Yes. Yes. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Hands your clap. No, clap your hands. Okay. And now the last one. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna put stop.
Eu gosto de coisas difíceis, Carrapicho.
She likes difficult things. I know that. She likes difficult things. Yes.
A bolinha não vai ficar na sua mão.
The ball is not into my hand.
Ela vai ficar dentro de essa mala.
The ball is gonna put into this case. Close case. Oh,
fechou.
And now, 1, 2, 3.
Será que vai dar certo?
I'm afraid. Oh no!
Vai, coragem, coragem.
Yes, strong. Yes, courage, courage. Yes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Salve de palmas para Carrapicho, o mágico.
Okay. The magic is all around us. Yes, yes, the magic is all around us. Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Mwah. Yes, and now put this table out of here, because now I present you reimagine the magic. Yes, okay. I'm gonna present you this beautiful, beautiful clown, this beautiful artist. Huh? Ah, yes. Just a little bit. Oh, wait. Yes. Boom. And now we present. Wow. The beautiful. The swallow, the fly. Yes. I present you Andorinia. Stop right here. Oh, no. Oh, I. Hey. It's very high, yes. Ah. Fly, swallow, fly. Very high, she's very high. Oh my God. Oh, and now. In the count of 3, all the hands put in front and positive energy to her. In the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Oi! Clap your hands for this great artist. Yes, Andrea.
Bravo! Bravissimo!
Bravo, bravo!
Now, você quer dizer algumas palavras para o público, Andorinha?
Eu quero dizer, Carrapicho, que essa performance.
Yes, this performance is. Oh, I'm ugly. I'm very ugly.
Traz como uma poesia para o significado de que os seres humanos também podemos voar, porque temos asas de liberdade para voar.
Yes, she said that this performance represents a poem to the let's say that human beings can fly with the power of his wings. Yes. And we are here in Brazil representing ourselves and Moon Circus School, right? Yes, Circus School, where children learn to fly, learn to play music, learn to play juggling, yes, stilts, yes, dance, capoeira, Yes,
Artes
martial arts and arts too. Art to draw and paint.
Karate.
Yes, karate, arts and arts. Yes, here.
English.
English too, English too. These children learn, we know. And here, and in this side of the world, we got this circus, and we got this nature, marvelous nature. Gonna see this nature? Oh, we are in the forest right here, rainforest from Serra Grande. Yes, and now.
Hoje temos 100 alunos na escola.
And now in the school we got 100 students with the student learn with us and us learn with the students. Yes. And now
despedida.
Yes, and now we say goodbye with music, with art, because the music and the art is our language, universal. But we can hear you. Some people can hear us, but cordão de ouro, capoeira! Cordão de ouro, capoeira! And now some people can hear us. Some people can see us, but they can feel us. Yes, and now I'm gonna pick some other instrument. I'm gonna play this instrument when you see. Okay. And in this for the recording in progress. Yes. For the final music, you can clap your hands and dance and be happy, because life is beauty.
Obrigada, paz, saúde para todos.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for being in your places right here. Yes. Okay. Thanks to all. Thanks for inviting us to this conference.
Obrigado pelo convite.
Isso, obrigado pelo convite. Eu quis o que eu falei. And now you got to
emotion,
gritos, crazy, scream, and again.
Yeah! Awesome.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the playfulness and fun. And it was beautiful. Some of the video was frozen, so we missed some of the performance, but we heard the energy and the music. And yeah, thank you for bringing the creativity to the space. And
some people scream with the mouth full of food, I guess.
And
thanks, Dan, for the inviting to this conference. And we're very excited to be here in our house. Now, it's excited to be here in this conference. Very, very thanks. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. We're excited to have you with us. And from here, we'll stick with the creativity and performance. And as Sierra mentioned in the chat, we're about 10 minutes behind schedule. So if you have to leave, feel free, and we'll see you later in the conference. But if you want to stay, we have one more performance and then some closing gratitude and information about the conference. So up next, we have Vipul Rikhi. And Vipul is a writer, singer, storyteller, translator, dancer, and mediator immersed in the oral tradition of Kabir and other Bhakti and Sufi poets. And he's also the author of many books of poetry, fiction, and does some translation as well. So for today, Vipul is planning to share some music with us. Vipul, are you with us? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, wonderful. And
can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you, Vipul. Welcome.
All right. Thank you, Dan, for inviting me. And it's wonderful to be here with all of you and to be part of this opening ceremony at the Reimagining Education Conference. So just to close, after all that has been shared by Satish ji and the magic of the previous performance, I want to share some music and some poetry related to education and knowledge. And I will be sharing the poetry of Kabir. Kabir was a 15th century poet in Varanasi in India. And he did not read or write, but his words still live more than 500 years later. Such is the power of his words. So, for example, Kabir says, what is the worth of all the knowledge of this world if you don't know yourself? ए जी पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग मुआ और पंडित भयानक हो ढाई आखर प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित हो. He says, reading book after book, the whole world went to the dogs. No one became wise. Read the 4 letters of love, and that's how you become really wise. तो लिखा लिखी की है नहीं ए जी लिखा लिखी की है नहीं और देखा देखी बात दूल्हा दुल्हन मिल गए तो फीकी पड़ी बारात. So he says knowledge is not a matter of reading or writing. It's a matter of experience, your own experience. He says once the bride and the groom, they meet in union, what is the significance of the wedding party? They are not important. So you want to be either the bride or the groom. You want to experience this union yourself. What is the point of being in the wedding party and looking on? So knowledge is a matter of experience, which you can experience in yourself, not in some book or not in some theory or not in some abstract idea, in your own body. So I will share a song of Kabir with you. And in the song, Kabir says, what is in this body? What is hiding inside this body which we take for granted? So he says, Ya ghat bhitar baag bagiche yahi mein sirjanhara. In this body there are gardens, endless gardens, and the creator of these gardens is also in this body. Ya ghat bhitar saat samandar yahi mein naulakh tara. In this body there are all the 7 oceans are contained. And all the 9 billion stars are in this body. The entire universe is in this body. Ya ghat bhitar hira aur moti, yahi mein parkhan har. All the jewels of the world, countless treasures, are contained in this body. And the jeweler who can recognize a diamond is also in the body. Ya ghat bhitar anhad garje, yahi mein uthat fuara. The sound of the universe resounds within me, he says, and fountains of joy erupt. Where? In this body. Kahe Kabir suno bhai sadho, yahi mein guru hamara. Kabir says, listen seekers, my guru, my teacher is also in this body, right here, not far away, not somewhere else. Hey Jiran, bhago na jare, na jare, teri kaya mein gulzar. अष्ट कमल पे बैठ के तू देखे रूप अपन. हाँ या घट भीतर बाग बगीचे, या घट भीतर बाग बगीचे, याही में सिरजन आरा, याही में सिरजन आरा. ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. हाँ या घट भीतर सात समंदर, या घट भीतर सात समंदर, याही में 9 लाख तारा, याही में 9 लाख तारा. ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हे ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. हाँ या घट भीतर हीरा और मोती, या घट भीतर हीरा और मोती, याही में परखण हारा, याही में परखण हारा. ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. हाँ या घट भीतर अनहद गरजे, या घट भीतर अनहद गरजे, याही में उठत पुआरा, याही में उठत पुआरा. ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा, हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा हाँ कहे कबीरा सुन भाई साधो कहे कबीरा सुन भाई साधो यही में गुरु है हमारा यही में गुरु है हमारा ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा ओ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा हाँ ढूंढे रे ढूंढे अंधियारा. Thank you. So I'll end on that note that the light, the song says the light is within us. This light of knowledge, of wisdom, of experiences within us, but we keep looking in the darkness. So he says, don't look in the darkness. The light is right here. Look into your own heart. Look into your own self. Thank you once again. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this space to share a song and some poems of Kabir.
Thank you so much, Vipul, for bringing that wisdom and your gifts and your beautiful art to this space. It's very much a huge part of reimagining education, reimagining the arts, bringing the arts back to life. And so nice to hear from Kabir and bring his wisdom into this space. And I've dropped links to Vipul's work in the chat. Check out his poetry and music, as well as our friends from Circo de Lua. I checked out links to added links to their work in the chat as well. So thank you so much for being with us. And at the end of the conference, just as last year, we hope to bring forth the creativity and artistic performances of the group. So we will host another carnival this year to end the conference. And we invite participants to share their skills. I just dropped a form in the chat. If you do want to share a song, a poem, a dance, a game, anything for the closing carnival, please fill out that form that is in the chat. And from here, I will pass it over to Sierra, who will guide us in closing this opening ceremony with some gratitude.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you, Vipul, for that incredible music. I'm just really trying to breathe and take in the magic, the beauty, the abundance of this ceremony. I really feel like it's been an incredibly sacred space. So thank you all for joining us in it. So much music, prayer, ritual, images, public performances, the words of wisdom from so many folks here. I just really want to let that settle for a minute. And one of the things that I mentioned before, we really set out with this intention to create a space to experiment with gift culture. And I think we're really seeing that today and throughout the conference, throughout the preparation organization of the conference. And it's just, we definitely stepped into it last conference, but this year it really feels like we've taken it to another level. And yeah, I just wanted to shout out a few things. One, just everyone who registered. First of all, we've had over 650 registrations, which is incredible. Much of it was word of mouth. People just shared within their circles, networks, and really helped us spread the word. So I really appreciate everyone for doing that. We also, in the registrations, you'll notice that the contribution was entirely voluntary. So we had people contribute from $1 to $300, which is incredible. We had lots of non-monetary contributions also. People volunteering to be on our hospitality team, which are, if you are on the hospitality team, feel free to wave. We've created a hospitality team for this conference, which are a wonderful group of volunteers who will be welcoming you and orienting you throughout the conference at each of the sessions. So really grateful for everyone who stepped up for that. We have over 70 sessions. So with our core team of under 10 people, there was no way we were going to be able to handle that. So thank you all for stepping up and helping us out with that and volunteering. We have translators volunteering. We have harvesters, a creative harvesting team. And we have people volunteering to process the recordings so that we can make all of the sessions available on YouTube, so that the conversations and the wisdom shared here can continue to spread far and wide. I'm going to drop a link into the chat if anybody has experienced video editing. We do need a few more people for that team, and I'll drop a document into the chat for anyone who wants to join that in a minute. Also, just another shout out to our organizing, partnering networks. We have the Alliance for Self-Directed Education. We have the Emergence Network that has joined us, the Youth Rights Day Initiative, the Learning Societies Network, Yes World, and I feel like I'm missing one. Yes, the Awakening Cooperative Lab is an incredible organization in Taiwan that has translated the registration into Chinese, which is a new thing from last year, which is really exciting. And they will also be providing translators, so some of the sessions will be translated into Mandarin, which is so cool. So yeah, just wanted to, there's also many other supporting organizations that I won't have time to mention, but I just welcome you all and thank you all so much for being here and for going on this adventure with us. If I've missed anything, please jump in, someone else from the team. I feel like I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately and had to wake up quite early for this today. So if I've missed anyone, I apologize, but just so much gratitude for all of you. And I'll pass it to Dan if you want to just say a little bit of what's upcoming today and a little bit of the structure of the session in terms of the schedule.
Sure. Thank you, Sierra. And yeah, seconding, so much gratitude for everybody that's been a part of this. And as Tom says, who needs sleep, right? So for these next 4 days, we're going to go into a state, hopefully, where we won't need much sleep. But for the rest of today, starting shortly after this, in this same Zoom room, we will have our first Reimagining Cafe of the conference. And as mentioned earlier, this will be an informal discussion space. Likely people will be in small breakout rooms, just connecting, sharing, and chatting with other folks that are in the conference. And we hope through this, the emergence of partnerships and friendships and inspiration and collaboration come forth. Following this 1 hour Reimagining Cafe, we will have our first panel of the conference starting at 1:15 p.m. EST, 7:15 CET, and close to 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. As Sierra mentioned, there is a convert to your time link on the internal schedule. So feel free to do that to see what time it will be for you in your specific time zone. And then at 4 p.m. EST, we will have our second opening ceremony, which will be similar to this, but there will be more opportunities for interaction and conversation. We will have prayers and rituals and readings and embodiment and performances. So if you've attended the first, I think it would still be interesting to attend the second opening ceremony, as it will be quite different in terms of the presenters and offerings that will be there. And then to close this day, we will have another Reimagining Cafe which will begin at 6:15 p.m. EST. And all this can be found on the internal schedule. So thank you so much for being with us. At any point during the conference, if you have questions or are having trouble with links or finding certain things, reach out to any of us on the team who you've heard from here. And we'll try to keep the REC team tag so you can quickly spot us in sessions. So for now, I think we can close this space. If you want to stay around for the Reimagining Cafe, feel free to stay in this room. And maybe we can split for a little bio break and put on some music for the transition. And yeah, hope to see you all.
Yes. I just want to add, thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for sharing your energy, your fire, your mountains, your rivers, your everything. And so we will have the cafe in 10 minutes. Let's just relax. If you want to stay connected, it's okay. We will put some music on and then we will come back. If you have any questions or anything, just stick around. We can have like a round, whatever you need, we can do it on the cafe. So breathe and we will come back. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
If you're searching for the answer to the riddle here on earth, the riddle's gone unanswered from the moment of its birth. Searching for the answer so many would pursue. In favor of their honor, she provided just one clue. Rise up from the ashes, you decide which way to go. Either up, down, sideways, then you'll need to know you will rise like a flame. Rise, live again, you will rise like a flame. Rise, live again. If you're searching for the answer to the riddle here on earth, the riddle's gone unanswered from the moment of its birth. Searching for the answer so many